Welcome to my channel. Today we are in Rockledge Garden with Simone to share her story. Hope you like it.
Thank you. I love this area. My first time in the garden, I like it. My name is Simone. I was born in Jersey City, New Jersey, 38 years ago. I'm going to be 38 this year. I've done a lot in my life. In the beginning, I never knew what I wanted to do. I was very open to doing whatever. I like adventure. I like having fun. And one day I decided, well, hey, I'm going to join the military. When I told my mom I was going to join the army, she was like, what, are you going to join the army? My dad is my biggest cheerleader. He was the one that was really excited for me, happy that I was going to try something new. And I said, when did I join? I joined the army, I think I was about 22, 23 when I first joined. And my first duty station was in Virginia.
You mean when you were 22 years old?
22 years old, yes. That's when I started, yes. Started kind of late. Most people start a little earlier. So I was one of the very few of the oldest in my platoon. It was fun. I'm usually the oldest. Any group I'm in, I'm usually the oldest, and I'm usually like the mom, like the work mom, taking care of everybody. Yes, that's usually me. Virginia was really nice. I was there for a while, and I was stationed in South Korea. That was that was a blast. I had a lot of fun in South Korea. I was stationed in Yongsan, and I was there for a year.
How
1 year.
1 year.
1 year. I could have stayed longer. You have the choice whether you do the year is mandatory, and you can add on 2 more years for a total of 3 years if you bring your family with you. And I didn't want to stay that long. I think it was my first time being away, that far away from home for that long, and I didn't feel comfortable with staying there that long. So I just decided, let me just do the year and experience this new country and then come back home.
So you have to speak Korean or not?
When I was there, I did learn how to say some things. 안녕하세요, I can say that. Chomonyo, I think that's you're welcome. I used to know a few phrases. I did try learning how to read Hangul. They said it's very easy if you keep up with it, but because I was only there for a year, I didn't do much. But that was really fun.
Very different.
Very different. At first, I was a little nervous because different culture, different background of people, different food. I'm like, what do they eat in South Korea? And when I got there, I was pleasantly surprised. They eat the same things we eat. They eat a lot of meat. I was surprised by the beef. And one of my favorite foods when I was there was what we call beef and leaf, where you cook the beef yourself in front of you, and there's lettuce and rice, and you roll it in the lettuce. Matter of fact, that's what I had for lunch today. I made fish with rice and lettuce. It's my favorite snack. It's really good. Then, after I left Korea, I was in Fort Bragg, North Carolina for a while, and I was there for 3 years, and then I decided I wanted to leave the military. I did leave, and I stayed in North Carolina for a little bit, and then in about 2019, that's when I decided I was just finishing automotive school because I was a mechanic in the military. So I was a mechanic in the military. I always wanted to be a mechanic. When I first started college, because I went to college in the Caribbean, my parents are from the Caribbean. From a small island called Antigua. It's 108 square miles, tiny little island in the Caribbean. And I wanted to do automotive, and I never got to do it. My mom was kind of like, you sure you want to do that? And I kind of, went the direction she was hinting to, and I did not pursue becoming a mechanic then.
Been a challenge.
Right. So when I joined the military, that's the job I chose. So when I left the army, I decided, okay, I'm going to get my automotive degree. So I went to college in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I went to Fayetteville Technical Community College, and I did 2 years of automotive school there. And I graduated in 2019. And after graduation, I decided, well, I'm going to go back home to the Caribbean in Antigua and visit my parents, because my brother had just passed away the year before. And then I was only supposed to, it's okay, it's fine. Matter of fact, the 5-year anniversary of my brother's passing was just last week. So it was kind of hard, but it's okay. I mean, as time goes on, just remember the good times that we had, So with every passing year, it becomes less difficult. But in 2019, when I decided to go back, the original plan was only to be there for 6 months. And after the 6 months, I ended up extending for a little bit. And then, as we all know, that's when COVID happened. So I ended up being stuck in the Caribbean for 2.5, almost 3 years. It was a completely different experience than what you guys had here stateside. The airport was closed. No one was allowed in and out. And when I bring this up and tell people, well, I was, in the Caribbean for the whole COVID, everyone was like, well, that's a great place to be stuck. I wouldn't consider it, you're on an island, you get to go to the beach every day.
Oh, that's it.
It was fun, that is true. I did, spend a lot of my time on the beach, but at the same time, everything's closed. And it was very difficult. Very, very difficult. I managed to pull through and decided to leave in 2021. So in August 2021, that's when I moved here to Florida. I was in Titusville at first, and I was just, catching up on stuff. I was only gone for 2 years, and I swear I came back to a totally different United States.
You're like it's come forever.
Yes. No, everything was different. It felt like a whole different universe, and I had to get used to everything again. It was weird, and I started to fall behind a lot on some of my bills and so forth. So I said, okay, it's time to get a job. I'm technically retired from the military. Not quite retired, because I did not do 20 years. I only did 8, which is the minimum requirement. But it's still kind of considered a retirement. But I still needed to do something. But what? What was that something? And that's how I ended up at Academy of Cosmetology.
But you said that you do the mechanic.
Yeah.
So why I thought that's one.
Because I'm the type, I like to learn. I love to learn. I
new.
want to learn new stuff. Matter of fact, halfway through Academy of Cosmetology, I was saying to myself, okay, what's next? And I was thinking I wanted to learn heating and air, to work on air conditioning units in the house.
Yeah,
but I kind of got scared,
Uh-oh.
because sometimes you have to go under the house.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm afraid. I don't like raccoons. I got into a fight with a raccoon one time. I almost got into a fight with a raccoon. He was in the trash can, and I was walking by, and I scared him. He jumped out, and ever since then, I don't like raccoons. So I was kind of afraid. But when did that start? 2021?
2021.
Last year.
Last year,
2022, yeah, March
Yeah.
2022.
2022.
Yeah, last year is when I signed up to become a barber. How did I come across the school? I was working at Massage Envy at the front desk. And one of the young ladies there, she's an esthetician. She does facials and everything. I asked her, so where did you go to school? And she said, well, Academy of Cosmetology in Merritt Island. And I'm like, oh, what else do they have there? And she was explaining they have a barber program, they have massage, therapists, facials, like what she was doing. And then when she said, "Oh, my boyfriend," that's where I met my boyfriend. He's a barber there. I'm like, barber, I can do that. That sounds like fun. And that's how I made the decision. I went online. I looked up, when, how much it would cost. What do I need to do to become a barber? And then I just decided to do it. Matter of fact, when I walked into the office, I had everything prepared. When I walked into the office and I spoke with Mr. Rick, he was like, "Wow, that's the easiest signing process ever." Because I just said, "When do I start?" And
so you did a very good search first, right?
I did a lot of research, a lot of research. And I'm very glad that I ended up at that school because it feels like family. And that's where I met you.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it. I love that school so much. I love the method of how they teach. You don't feel like, you're being left behind. At first it was very difficult because it was something new. And I was very hard on myself for like the first 5 or 6 months or so because I felt like I wasn't getting it. It was taking me too long to understand how to cut men's hair. And I wasn't giving myself enough credit, enough time. It takes time to learn something new, and that's all I need to do.
Totally different than before.
Totally different. Completely different. Yeah. Completely different. But I love it. I graduate in 3 weeks.
Oh, it's really
And
nice.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
That's great. So you have some plan for you after graduating?
I haven't really thought about it much. Not at all. Because when I started, I just wanted to learn. Just wanted to learn how. And mostly, I was thinking about working in media, like a TV show or a movie under contract, and I can be the barber on set.
Okay.
But I have to work my way up toward that. It's going to take me a while before I'm considered professional enough to work on a movie production or TV, or even a magazine. Something.
Yeah, that's great. Sounds nice.
Somewhere I can see my name. Hair done by Simone. That's what I want to see one day. And I'm not done learning yet. What comes after barbering school, I don't know yet.
They have advanced school, everything have
a lot more to do. So I'm open. I'm open to anything.
That's very important
to learn.
too. Yeah,
To learn.
that's good. Okay, so next time, if you got time, you can talk about more about your military story.
Oh yeah,
too.
absolutely. I have lots of those. Lots of military army stories. So thank you for inviting me here today to this lovely garden. And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you're welcome. Just in the future, we'll catch up about her more fun story too.